So apparently there's an expert who believes, says that AMC will squeeze. Okay. I'm going to skip his intro and his stupid Weeble commercial.
With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at AMC, obviously this thing's currently a little bit in the red at the time I'm recording this. However, I'm not losing faith whatsoever because if you look at AMC from a technical
That's good.
standpoint, it's starting to make those higher lows and we're starting to kind of push in this upward trend
On a
as of
1
right
minute
now.
chart from, check this out. Oh yeah, get that progress bar off there. From June 28th, looking at a 1 minute chart from June 28th. Great. What the hell?
Now, but when it comes to the overall market, there's a man that's been notorious for saying things about the AMC squeeze. I just want to bring back some of the things he stated. So if we actually look at Dr. Marco Metzler, who is this guy?
Boom.
He's the founder and CEO at
There's our expert.
FMPC Consulting AG, which is very, very amazing. If we go back to his
Oh, it's so amazing.
his LinkedIn page, you could see he has over 25 years of work experience in the global insurance markets. He understands how the market works. He's the founder and CEO
I don't
of a
see
big
25
company.
years of
Also,
experience
he
right there.
has had a lot
What are you
of
talking about?
experience in the insurance and banking markets. So you could see the man has worked for many, many big banks as advisors and board members for huge, huge, huge labs out there too.
He's a very
He's very,
smart
very
man.
knowledgeable. Now, if we go back to some of the things he stated,
Okay.
he was often talking about the Evergrande situation, right? And I know
Evergrande.
Evergrande, it's just one of the big dominoes that's falling that could lead to the MOAS, but he did mention before, if you actually look through this, that when you look at Evergrande and things like that, this is going to be really bad for collateral for shorts. So 11 days ago, he actually stated this
Okay.
on his Reddit page. He actually has his own Reddit page,
Oh,
and let me
wow.
actually show you what he mentioned. I think right about here,
What
right here,
the?
he talked about how um, basically he started his own Reddit page,
Wait,
his
hold
own
on.
subreddit called subreddit.
I posted on Wall Street Bets and got even worse feedback. The post on Wall Street Bets was removed because people were getting too toxic with their opinions. I will not continue posting on our Superstock. Okay, sorry, apes.
Dr. Marco Metzler, and it states it right here on his LinkedIn page, so it is legit.
I would like to share the feedback I got from the Evergrande post I made on Superstonk. The sad truth is that I will stop posting on Superstonk because of the feedback I have received from the community. Your post was removed by a moderator after being flagged by Quality Vote Bot. This Quality Vote score is determined using upvotes and downvotes on the pinned comment of your post. Superstonk employs QV Bot as a means of gauging how the community feels about a post beyond just the standard vote system. As such, this removal was determined by the community. So they didn't want you, Marco Metzler.
It's not
Fucking
anything
Superstonk apes kicked your ass
else
out.
like that. And when you actually go to it, you can see right here, he's
Jesus.
talking about how Evergrande is falling. This is very similar to 2008. Now, he did study economics and he knows that
Oh,
this leads
okay.
to a domino effect in the marketplace. And when we're seeing these dominoes fall, a lot of people thought that, oh, the AMC and
They're
GME
probably
squeeze
sick
would
of him
happen
saying the same
immediately. It
shit that is not coming to pass. I mean,
doesn't
I
work
am.
that way. It's going to take time. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much because right now, it's still on the table and we're seeing a lot of big things going on
Oh,
very similar to 2008 with the Lehman Brothers. China right now is
Jesus
in
Christ.
that position right now where the real estate market may end up crashing over there, and that may lead to very, very big ripples for the global situation, and a lot of big mainstream outlets are not talking about this. But when he talked about the whole AMC situation, we could see right here quantitative tightening is also continuing in the US markets as we're seeing big,
Wait,
big
wait,
banks
wait, wait. Hold on here.
out there
Okay.
in very dire positions, and we're seeing the Fed trying to bring down inflation. So the Fed is kind of increasing. It was increasing its balance sheet, and as of right now, we're starting to see them actually take advantage and change.
No. That's not what this post says. Second week of, quote, quantitative tightening, and Fed increased its roughly $9 trillion balance sheet by $14 billion, including $20 billion increase in residential mortgage-backed securities. So what they're saying is the Fed says that they are, quote, quantitative tightening with air quotes. But if you look on Fred, uh, you can see that over the last few weeks, according to this post, according to this chart, the Fed actually increased its balance sheet. So this is the problem with I'm not gonna go there, Model 3 dude. But this is the problem with cherry picking shit, because by very nature of cherry picking, you're not looking at the context, you're not looking at the whole picture, just taking one little part of it that you're trying to spin because you are an asshole grifter. Okay,
Current
fuck.
situation. So Dr. Marco Metzler stated the public will soon lose faith in the Fed, and I think that's already happening. He also said that
Okay,
the US dollar is basically losing so much of its power, and he mentioned that markets have been very promising over the last couple of years. I'm sure you guys remember 2020, 2021, lots of big moves, but now we're seeing the consequences of the pandemic bubble slowly bursting, right? Wild market we're seeing for many, many traders. And he also mentioned the fact that the time will come
okay,
where
yeah,
the
you're
bubble is going to
he's
burst,
going over this so fast that
slowly bursting, right?
wild markets have been very promising for Wall Street traders. These wild markets were largely fueled by the pandemic as the government infused cash into the economy. A year ago, bankers mentioned that the pandemic era trading boom will slowly but surely fade away. This was wrong. Little has gone according to plan since COVID struck. Inflation still comes in, blah, blah, blah. Supply chains, commodity prices, negative sign. There's still demand for jobs as the unemployment rate is low, dollar is rising. The time will soon arrive where the pandemic bubble will burst. Every dollar that's printed by the government has devalued the dollar. It is important to remember that once a boom comes, a bust will follow eventually. I think that we are already in this bust period, but it will continue, and therefore markets will continue to bleed. All right. I mean, I don't disagree with that,
market we're seeing for many, many traders. And he also mentioned the fact that the time will come where the bubble is going
right?
to burst, right?
Although all paths are leading towards the great financial reset, experts are still optimistic that markets will rebound. I strongly disagree with this speculation, as the pandemic bubble will burst. At this time, people are still believing in the best, as a bear market will soon be followed with a bullish market. These people will soon realize the truth.
Over
Okay.
here. And he stated that every dollar that was printed by the government has devalued the dollar. It is important to remember that once a boom comes, a bust will follow eventually. And that is what we're seeing right here. He's talking about a great financial reset that's still continuing. And many people are still super optimistic the market's about to rebound.
Yeah.
He's saying that he disagrees and he thinks that we're going to see a burst and the market's going to take a big hit. Now, when it comes to the market taking a hit, how does this relate to AMC and GameStop? First off, I want to talk about this before I get into that part. You can see right here the
Market
world's
taking a big
biggest
hit.
hedge fund appears to be turning gloomy about the continent. Ray Dalio's Bridgewater Associates is pretty
Okay.
bearish on the global economy, and they already position itself for a sell off of US Treasuries. And big equity markets and the corporate bonds on both sides are now taking big hits, and we're seeing billions of dollars in assets being reallocated. So the market's becoming bearish.
Okay. Let's see what this actually says. The world's biggest hedge fund appears to be turning gloomy about the continent. Ray Dalio's blah 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 is pretty bearish on the global economy and has already positioned itself for a sell-off in U.S. Treasuries, U.S. equities, and corporate bonds on both sides of the Atlantic. The 151 billion in assets firm has popped up with 18 new disclosed short positions in European stocks, according to Data Group Breakout Point. As of Wednesday's close, these bets were worth around 5.6 billion euro, according to the research company. Um, okay.
we It does appear like we have more downside coming after like July, the months after. We need to see if a recession is announced. But with that said, we know what downside may end up leading to. If we actually look at what Dr. Marco Metzler talked about, and that's the fact that there's going to be The Fed warns of insufficient margin call
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the fucking presses here.
leading to.
Jesus
If we
Christ.
actually look at what Marco Metzler
7 months ago, okay? 7 months ago. Archegos. Fucking Archegos again. Yes, it went bankrupt on March 26, 2021. Seven months ago. Okay.
Dr. Marco Metzler talked about, and that's the fact that there's going to be, the Fed warns of insufficient margin call collateral in hedge funds, leading to the wave of margin calls. I'm sorry, it's insufficient margin, leading to a wave of margin calls very, very soon. Now, how soon? I mean, to me, it's very
Yeah, how soon did he mean 7 months
hard
ago?
to tell. It could take a couple of months.
God
It may
damn.
happen maybe going into like 2023, but we know margin calls
Yeah,
are
setting you up for the long fucking game here. Look at that. Oh, we don't know when it actually what he meant by soon, even though he posted it 7 months ago. Could have meant it already happened, but whatever. Be prepared to hold until 2027.
going to be a big catalyst for the potential AMC and GameStop squeeze. And what's happening in the markets is, as the market is dropping, there's not the same margin, there's not the same collateral. The cost to borrow is so high. This in turn is going to hurt big companies, big shorts, big hedge funds. It's going to make it very hard for them to continue with these
What?
practices. So it's just kind of like a
Yes.
waiting game.
What?
And that in turn is going to lead to this.
Excuse me?
And what's happening in the markets is, as the market is dropping,
The market's dropping, right?
there's
Okay.
not the same margin,
There's not the same margin, all right?
not the same collateral. The
There's not the same collateral.
cost to borrow is so high.
The cost to borrow is so high.
This in turn is going to hurt big companies, big
This is going to hurt big
shorts,
companies, big shorts, even though the market is continuing to go down.
hedge funds. It's going to make it very hard for them to continue with these practices. So
Continue with these practices, even though the trade is literally going in their favor.
it's just kind of like a waiting game.
It's a waiting
And
game.
that in turn is going to lead to this big squeeze like event in our
This big squeeze-like event
opinions. Now,
in our opinions. Well, that's a pretty uninformed opinion. What? I mean, that is an extremely uninformed opinion. It's an opinion that was formed with a conclusion that you started with, and that you're trying to pick and choose shit from 7 months ago to justify. I mean, this is horrible.
Dr. Marco Mentzler also stated that on many, many different occasions, but in this particularly, he's talking about how China is playing a big role too. Some people disagree with that part, but at the end of the day, a margin call is a margin call.
Yeah, that's why he probably got kicked out of Superstonk.
And we know those heavily shorted stocks have been shorted way too hard. They're overly shorted, and
What?
eventually the bubble is going to burst. So Dr. Marco Metzler believes in the AMC and GameStop squeeze. He does note that it's going to take longer than some people would have kind of expected. Some people thought AMC would have squoze by now, right? It's
Squoze.
okay though, because it's
okay.
still on the table. It's just going to take some time as we're seeing these things in the markets
Bullshit.
unfold.
Bullshit. How the fuck?
So with that said and done, I don't have any particular date to promise. I don't know how
Well, that's
long the
good.
squeeze will take. It may happen
I don't know how long the squeeze will take.
really, really soon, within the next couple of months, or it could take another year. Who knows?
Well, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck. You know, I'll be here making money off of you dumb apes until it happens. You know, whenever that is.
At
That's
the
how
end of the
committed
day,
I am.
it's on the table. The market's in a bad position, and this is most likely, in my opinion, going to lead to big margin calls that could trigger the mother of all
Big
short
margin
squeezes.
calls. What these people don't understand what margin calls are. I don't think they understand. They don't understand what margin calls are. They don't understand. Okay, who do they think has been doing all this selling? It's like the market is going to go down and they're going to get margin called. But who's doing the selling? And so they're going to essentially, Wall Street is margin calling itself. So they're selling off and it's causing themselves to get margin. Like, what the fuck?
With that
No.
said and done, AMC is looking better, so give this thing the time it needs.
Give it the
And to
time it
me
needs. Stay with
personally,
me.
I think the
Stick with
market is
me.
set
You
for a
know,
very, very big squeeze like event. The conditions are just all
click
lining
my
up.
Webull
So just
link.
give it time. And with that out of the way, I want to thank you all for listening. AMC to the moon. Peace.
Get 6 free stocks valued up to $10,000 by opening and funding a Webull brokerage account. This is free money. can help you get free AMC shares. As always, stay strong and never give up. We can and will win. Wow, good talk, pep talk. This is a spam comment, but I like it. I'd rather trade the Forex market as it's more profitable. I make an average of 15 grand per week, even though I barely trade myself. Despite the dip in crypto, I still thank you for the level-headed financial advice. I started stock and crypto investing with $4,345, and since following you for a few weeks now, I've gotten $18,539 in my portfolio. Thanks so much, Mrs. Karen Cosman. LOL, expert. That clown's not even a real person. Stop the fraud now. Now, I'm not saying that I don't believe that Marco Metzler is a real person. I do think it's hilarious that that was even a big thing. Like that was an actual discussion, controversy in the ape community last year. It's fantastic. Marco Metzler. Oh, he's not real. That person does not exist. And it was like, people were on either side of it. Some people believed in Marco Metzler, that he was real, not what he was saying, but even just that he existed. I seem to remember Thomas James. Marco Metzler is real, and he has returned. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Okay. Big money moving to cash has nothing to do with the market downturn. Right, exactly. Bad backs here. Overly shorted plus stock down more than 80%. Ape's about to be paid. Right. That's it. Ape math. Weeble is not, well, the not in there. Weeble is not giving away any stocks valued that high, meaning AMC. So they're not even going $12. That's cheap. It's cheap Chinese bastards. Lynn's here. Hello, Earthlings. Greetings, Earthlings. Okay. So let's take a look at this market that's crashing here. Oh, market crash. Well, maybe it'll go up and then crash when the market opens tomorrow. Sometimes it does that. What's up, Lynn? So. Oh yeah, lovely. Let's see. So actually, so if you were following crypto at all, I've been watching Ethereum. This was where the market closed. The futures market closed at 1 o'clock here. Oops. And cryptos went up. So it was pretty, not that big of a surprise that when the market opened here, it gapped up basically this much here because it's highly correlated. So this is the NASDAQ on orange here. Bad back is saying look out for scam wicks galore this week. Market makers got to grab every liquidity pocket that's out there. So you'll see it. Yeah. Let me go back to Fucking think or swim. Goddamn memory hog. Let's see here. I honestly forget what the hell even happened last week at this point. I don't even remember. Oh yeah, it went down. That's right. So last Sunday, yeah, it went up. They took it up on Sunday, and it was kind of held up Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday was a big sell-off. Okay. Jesus, the lag. It's got about a 4-second, 6-second delay. Okay. Anyway, so Marco Metzler, I have no idea if he's real or not. I mean, obviously there's a person. Whether it's Marco Metzler, whether that person exists as described on LinkedIn, how could we know? You know, how in the hell could we actually know that? So I don't think it really matters. They've been hyping the Evergrande thing. Boss Blunts is, you know, taking an affinity to Dr. Marco Metzler. I don't know if Metzler was pushing the executive order thing. Not sure. But at least about like in the last month or so, Marco Metzler has basically been banished from it. And if I trusted my computer not to die, I would go to Reddit and attempt to search. But, you know, Reddit search is. So we'll just not. So Al strikes back again. Yeah, there definitely was someone that was presented as Dr. Marco Metzler that was on Boss Blunt's channel, as I watched it too. But did we see photo ID? Did he show his passport? You know, I don't know. You know, the bigger the lie, the more they believe. A lot of the time. Yeah, exactly. Marco Metzler, real or not, who knows? What is 100% real is the apes have a tendency to pad their resume. Well, yeah, they sure do. Speaking of padded resumes, here's Al. Coronado is a nightmare right now. So many people on the streets for the fireworks tonight. Welcome to California. I would think. At least you're not in Chicago.
Hey, it's Al from Boston. Let's kick it off. Listen,
Let's
I'll make
kick
this
it
very
off.
short and sweet. There's a lot to cover. I want to just talk you guys through it. First thing is first, this was originally sent to me. It was actually first reported on by Tom Zazzulo on YouTube.
Tom
a great YouTuber,
Fudzzulo.
in my opinion. One of the better ones I've seen.
What?
JP Morgan
Oh,
and
you are such a
Citi
shill.
bought a shit ton of gold. And I do mean 90% of the gold that's in the market right now. JP Morgan and Citibank just made the the purchase for those two. I'm sorry, for that commodity, gold. So they're holding 90% of the gold right now in the market. They're clearly hedging for losses, serious losses, and that is the reason why they purchased that. They're expecting gold to go up, I assume, so they can retain the value of it, sell it off appropriately, so on and so forth.
What is he showing us right now?
That being said, I want to just
this?
kind of peer into my magic little ball and see what this means. Okay.
I can't believe I just did that. What is wrong with me? What is this document that he is presenting to us? Wants us to think is relevant here. Yeah.
Gold. And I do
quarterly
mean 90%
report on
of
bank
the gold
trading
that's
and
in the market
derivatives
right now.
activities. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, Washington, D.C., June 2022. Okay.
JP Morgan and Citibank just made the purchase for those two. I'm sorry, for that commodity, gold. So they're holding 90% of the gold right now in the market. They're clearly hedging for losses, serious losses, and that is the reason why they purchased that. They're expecting gold to go up, I assume, so they can retain the value of it, sell it off appropriately, so on and so forth. That being said, I want to just kind of peer into my magic little ball and see what this means.
Magic little ball. Okay.
They have this much gold. Great, got it. Now, what are they going to peg it against? Is it against their new digital coin? Is it going to be for losses they're going to accrue later on?
Their new digital coin. Well, that would be convenient because that's how they're going to pay you, right? They're going to pay the apes.
Or for collateral.
That's
we don't know,
handy.
But the exposure is huge. It must be huge because
it
nobody
must be
buys
huge.
that.
The exposure is huge. It must be huge. Fuck, this guy needs to take an acting class. Take a page out of old Matt Stoner's book.
Gold, unless they had serious risk problems that they were managing. And when you make a purchase like that with gold, ladies and gentlemen, that is a huge deal. That is not something you just gaff off. That is something you keep you keep on the forefront of your mind. Goldman hasn't done that. Nobody's done that except for Goldman and Citi. All right. Hold on one second for me.
What? He just said Goldman. He said JP Morgan did it before. He can't even keep this. He can't even keep his goddamn lies straight.
Sorry about that. So here's the newest numbers. I had to go to Tom to get back the actual content. This is what he reported, and I want to report it to you guys. JP Morgan's got 330 billion in precious metals, including gold. And
okay, so now we get the actual thing.
114 billion.
It's precious metals, including gold, right? Okay.
That's hedging, you guys. That's what that is. That's hedging against a major catastrophic event for gold and precious metals. That is ultimately what happens to banks when they're absolutely screwed and they have nothing else to bet on. They go back to what they know, which is precious metals and gold and things of that nature, because it's one of those things that's been around since the beginning of time. It's always going to render some kind of fruit, or at least protect them and hedge against losses. That's a huge thing. And take a look at this. This is their
huge thing.
Look at this. Q1.
He learned that in MBA school.
Spike. Q1 and then boom.
I'm trying with the zoom here.
Precious metal, 1 year, boom. That is 90% of the banking industry's gold, bought by Morgan and Citibank. Tom, if you're listening to this, great research on this. I stole it, no questions asked, but I'm giving you credit for it. He did a fine bit of work finding this little nugget of gold, and I think it's worth talking about and having a conversation with. So what does this all mean, you guys? What does it all mean? Well, very simple.
It means clearly that there's going to be a MOAS.
Something huge to happen. They're expecting something massive to happen.
Oh my God.
Nobody goes from that amount, right? 28 billion to 330 billion in a straight shot. Nobody does that. What's the reasoning behind it? Why?
I don't know, but that's not $1 trillion, is it, Frank? So where are they going to get the rest of it? That's what I want to know.
They're expecting an event, or they're pinning it to their cryptocurrency that hopefully will be used to pay off all these bad debt. and that will be their credit card. Essentially, it's a black card. When you wield it like that, right? When you wield it in that form, it's a black card. They're going to make money off of the crash, the crash itself, and then the money that they retain is probably what they're going to be used to paying off all the debt that they owe, so on and so forth. Citi
What?
is, Morgan is. I don't know what Goldman's going to do.
So what's the gold for then? If they're going to make a shitload of money
They
on the
considering they have
crash?
probably the largest amount of derivative contracts that are out on the street right now. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they have the assets. I don't know, but that's there, and it's a real thing. So once again, thanks,
It's a
Tom,
real
for that.
thing.
Let's talk about Wanda. All right, this is a big nothing burger. I know a lot of you guys were freaked out about this thing. We got a check for like $17 million. Adam Aron's didn't do a great job on this. Boo-hoo for you. It's
What?
nothing. It's all it is. It's some derivatives bullshit that happened a while ago, and it took them this many years to finally sort it out. Like I said, nothing burger.
Yeah, that means he doesn't know what it means. He doesn't understand what the lawsuit is about. Because if he actually were a financial specializing in financial law as a JD student, JD candidate, oh, he would definitely use that opportunity to show off his knowledge and explain it. But he's not even trying, which means he's full of shit. Listen.
This is a big nothing burger. I don't know, but that's there, and it's a real thing. So once again, thanks, Tom, for that. Let's talk about Wanda. All right, this is a big nothing burger. I know a lot of you guys were freaked out about this thing. We got a check for like $17 million. Adam Aron's didn't do a great job on this. Boo-hoo for you. It's nothing. It's all it is. It's some derivatives bullshit that happened a while ago, and it took them this many years to finally sort it out. Like I said, nothing burger. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about other things. All right, Shimao. All right.
That's all he says about it. Some derivatives bullshit. No, it's a derivative lawsuit. It's a derivative action. Not the same thing as derivatives. Okay. But I do agree it's a nothing burger.
Chinese,
unlike some of
Chinese property developer.
There are YouTubers who've been saying it's bullish,
and they missed the repayment of $1 billion.
Nobody's
which is
surprised by that.
So it's another Evergrande, basically. But the Chinese themselves are in some serious trouble.
Well, that's good because the first Evergrande didn't do shit for you. So let's try another one, I guess.
There's $6 billion worth of deposits missing.
How many Evergrandes does it take to make apes
this
rich?
This is a huge thing. It's $6 billion US, affecting 400,000 people, and they're suppressing the protesters. That's happening right now in China. I think the Chinese market's going to pull before ours is, and I think they will cause the cataclysmic event and maybe take some of the blame for all this, for all what's happening. More than likely they will, but that's happening right now. Chinese developer Shimao is defaulted, 6 billion missing in deposits, affecting 400,000 people in Yunnan. Not good, all bad. Let's
not good, all bad.
Get away from the market. Minions took in $108 million this weekend, you guys. Amazing. And I think since the weekend isn't over, it's probably this was Sunday, so there's probably another day. We have another day here to see how much it creeps up. Hopefully it breaks 150. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, if it breaks 150, that means something. Yeah, I didn't just make up that number.
This is also interesting. Peter Thiel backed a crypto lender a while back, and they suspended all their withdrawals. Vault is the name of the company. They're completely frozen everyone's accounts. It's a plunge in value.
Jesus Christ.
It's just all bad, all bad. And they're trying not to let what happened to the other people, we're not going to bring them up, who's filing for bankruptcy and so on and so forth. But not good, guys, not good. Crypto's crashing, and we said it was. And in lesser news, this is something that happened a few days ago, but you're going to start feeling it really soon, especially in people in Europe. There's the worst corporate bond sell-off in decades.
Yes, crypto is crashing.
Their corporate bonds, and it's going to plummet their local markets, and we're going to start seeing effect. That in China, and what's going on here.
I know it's going to. I know it's going to continue to go down. But it's just funny listening to them talk about all this stuff when it's literally doing kind of the opposite right now. Right now. It's serendipitous wrongness. Okay. Come on. Fuck.
With the gold and everything, you're going to start seeing the real reverberations of this market and how it's taking a downturn, consider the following. If the European markets are organically losing steam because they're selling off corporate bonds left over right, believe me, that will cascade into other places within Europe, especially when there's going to be a new increase of interest rates. It's all bad. Everything's bad. Nothing's good. And you should be aware of it,
Right.
especially you guys in Europe and
Yep.
Eastern Europe who are who live in poor countries. You should be aware of that, and
Who in the
just
hell?
preparing for it. That's all I got for you guys. Listen, have a happy 4th of July. Be safe today, and be grateful for all those people that who fought for freedom and allow us to live in this amazing country and partake
I don't see. I don't think
in
he
this
lives in the
amazing.
United States. I don't think he does. Personally, I think that he's a foreign actor. That's just my opinion. So that's just like your opinion, man. By the way, Lord Nemesis, I like that. What in God's holy name are you blathering about? It's good. That was good. Look, I fixed it. I even fixed it for you. Fixed it for you in the comment. And you saw me doing it too. Let's see here. Motherfuckers. Now, okay. I'm going to spare us the bullshit about money game with AC. This makes things look very juicy. He's talking about fundamentals. He's trying to talk about fundamentals with AMC. And just for fun, I pulled up the financial statements. And there's a few highlights, but earnings per share was higher the last 2 quarters. But first quarter 2022 was lower than either of those previous quarters. So that's no good. Also, what happened? So second quarter 2021, gross profit, this is in millions, okay? So minus 132 million. And then third quarter was 7.4 million. And then fourth quarter it was 192.5 million. Then first quarter 2022, it jumped down to minus 14 million. So that's no good. Going kind of in the wrong direction. But then in the balance sheet section, what did I see here? Oh, book value per share. So book value per share last June, minus 292, minus 320, minus 348, minus 422. So despite anything else, the book value per share is declining still. Now, to be fair, it's better than it was in 2020. But the last time it was positive was the fourth quarter of 2019. And it is higher than it was, but right around here is when the apes started getting involved in this area here. So you see it really jump up from minus 24 to minus 5, right? And you can see it in working capital too. So working capital is actually negative even before the pandemic. So this is 2018, 2019. I guess I could reduce this. It's going to be a little hard to see maybe, but come on. I guess that doesn't work. That should be that row should be frozen, or column should be frozen. I don't know what's the deal with this, but yeah. So it hit a positive Again, this is the quarter when, you know, the price went up to 72 or whatever. So yeah, working capital shot up there, then it's dwindled down and now it's back negative again. So maybe that fucking gold mine, you know, I don't know. But they had money, now they don't have money. Okay, then yeah, operating cash flow also negative, getting better, and then is basically worse than it was a year ago. It was back down to 295. It was, you know, or that's where it was about a year ago. So I don't know. But I'm not going to even bother to watch the video because I watched a little bit of it to see, and that's what it was about. So I just verify 335 million shorted. Really? Okay. Let's see here.
Number of shares that were
Oh God.
shorted in
Oh, look at this.
June alone, guys.
Oh my God. I don't even need to watch any more of this. I don't even need to watch any. You don't need to watch any more of this. You already know. They're looking at short volume. That's wrong. Short volume is not short selling. It's not short positions. It's not the same thing as short interest. This shows that these people have no understanding of the current way the market is structured. Sadly, there's not much else. 2 seconds just to see it here. You don't need to even watch any more of it. This is not number of shares that were shorted. No, it's not. Short volume is shares that are marked short. Not the same thing as short selling. Not the same thing as shares that were shorted. In terms of establishing a short position, not the same thing at all. And then here you have somebody look at Redbox and you will see way worse manipulation than AMC. Well, to know where this info came from, but as far as I know, we cannot get the real short interest. I would just chop this up as bullshit. Yeah, pretty much. All you can do is get the exchange reported every twice a month. But short volume is not indicative of short selling. Most of the short volume is actually long volume. That's how the market makers sell it. You know, just do a basic search, learn the basics of how if you're going to sit there and bitch about Ken Griffin and Citadel and market makers and internalization and payment for order flow and off exchange and dark pool, if you're going to bitch about that, at least take the time to learn what this shit actually means. And then you would learn that throughout that process, when retail buys shares, the market maker technically shorts them. They're marked short. That's this short volume. They turn around and cover that short immediately. That's how the off-exchange market maker internalization model works. It's right in the Federal Code of Federal Regulations, or USC, or whichever one it's in. You can read about it in the SEC's laws, but that's not how it works. This is not short volume. You can't say that 335 million shares were shorted. That's just nonsensical, especially at this point in the game. A year and a half later, Benji is still trying to pull the wool over people's eyes and say that there's over twice as many shares shorted as there are. Fuck that. Bullshit. Nonsense. Adam Aron addresses the apes live. I wonder if this is, let's see here. You need to rip that scavenger guy a new asshole, please. Okay, scavenger. I guess I got to put AMC. Also, hit the like button. Time for some honesty, right? The fireworks of the over-leveraged banks and hedges betting against AMC. Okay. This ought to be fun. At least it's a short.
Listen, we've all been enjoying fireworks exploding, but be ready for the over-leveraged banks and hedge funds that are betting against AMC and GameStop to explode. Those are going to be some pretty fireworks. Listen, we've all been
Wow, that was an awesome video. What are you, like 12? Wow.
Right now, both AMC and GameStop have not squeezed
Holy
yet.
shit.
What happened last June with both of them running up?
Live to you from the fucking bathroom where the audio sounds like it's from.
GameStop's almost
Jesus.
$500, AMC to $72 was simply market makers hedging for options that expired in the money, and FOMO of people jumping into a play. They have not squeezed. If you have a squeeze that takes place, short interest goes down and the borrow rate goes down. Short interest never went down. They continued shorting the whole time, shorted down from the top, drove it way down, and they've continued shorting ever since. Nothing's been covered. This play is bigger than it's ever been, and we have
What
never
the
squeezed
fuck?
yet. The squeeze is coming. Be ready. Right now, both AMC and GameStop have not squeezed yet. What happened last June with both of them running up, GameStop's almost $500, AMC to $72 was simply market makers hedging for options that expired in the money, and FOMO of people jumping into a play. They have not squeezed. If you have a squeeze that takes place, short.
He belongs on AM radio. With that level of conspiracy nonsense, the squeeze is still coming. No shorts have covered. I mean, that's particularly ridiculous after the last week that we've seen of short interest going down like by 20%. All these returned shares. Oh, they're not shares that were shorted. They just borrowed them and held on to them. Then why did the short interest go down by 20% too? I don't know. It's over. AMC short sellers just filed for bankruptcy. Yes. Sever emotions. Well, we know this guy has no problem doing that. He probably doesn't, you know, it's Jesus. The week ahead with TMI. Happy July 4th. Elon Musk just sent a enormous warning. I got to see that. A enormous warning.
In today's video, I have a major update for AMC stock regarding Elon Musk. And guys, if you own AMC stock, you need to watch this video. Before I begin, if you like AMC stock,
well, you're already fucking watching the video, so it's a bit late to say that, I think.
Like button. It only takes a few seconds, and I really would appreciate it. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
No.
Keep in mind, this is not financial advice, and this video is only for entertainment purposes.
Let me sell you something.
Check out the link in the description, as this promotion is only available for a limited time.
Look at that. He's X'd out the code.
Get right into it.
Jesus.
So as we know, the stock market, at least here in the US, is closed today and will resume operations on Tuesday morning, but that does not stop the news from flowing. I know many of you guys are eager to see the markets open back up, but consider consider today your off day to plan and prepare so that you can maximize your gains tomorrow. Now, I actually wanted to share a very promising conversation regarding Elon Musk, who I think is referring to AMC theaters.
Oh, okay. You think he is? All right.
Share
Let's
this
see.
conversation that was
Let's see.
recently posted and then tell you my thoughts and prediction for this week. So in a recent post by a user named Daniel Crosby, he stated the following: I used to drink tons of Diet Coke, but it's been
What?
1 month
This is
since
over. It's almost a fucking month old. This is from June 9th. It's currently July 4th. It's about, 3.5 weeks old. We've already covered this. People have already hyped this. You can't hype it now. We can't wait almost a month and hype something. The fuck are you trying to do? That's not practical. Nor is that investing. Stupid. Nope. Sorry. Okay, I watched this video earlier. I have to admit, I watched this video earlier. It's about as stupid as the last one that I just terminated, but I think it's smiling face. I can't resist his smiling face.
Hey, this is Frankie. Let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything that I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion. It may not necessarily be factual.
Look,
so I hope everybody's enjoying their 4th of July, And it's cool, man, that we're independent and we're a sovereign nation. But let me say this, outside of the nation being independent, it's very important for a person to be independent as a man. That's where true independence comes from. And the thing is, I was always taught that you can't be independent. A man is not independent unless he owns the ground or the floor that he walks on, unless he's doing something for self, unless he's building something for self. If you have to get up every day and go to corporate America and build somebody else's dream and help somebody else get rich, and you're not able to build your dream and build financial wealth so you can take care of you and your family, then that's not a man being financially independent.
Let me just put it this way. Fuck you, Frankie. You're an idiot. Okay? You're a judgmental asshole who's acting as a grifter in this AMC stock fake short squeeze play. Okay? And he's sitting here saying, "Oh, well, if you want to be a real man, you can't work in corporate America. You have to do your own thing." No, Frank, that's not how it fucking works. That's not how it works. And it suggests that, people that aren't pursuing their own enterprises are somehow, not as successful. It's nonsense. Now, what the fuck do you do for a living? What do you do sitting there on your couch? And in that, what I think is a golf pro shop, or snack bar, when you're wearing your lanyard and there's a TV behind you. What are you doing that's so fucking important? I was thinking last night, it really is ridiculous, what this has become when somebody like this is like a face of the movement. Like, he's not saying anything. He's talking all this class warfare nonsense, gaslighting people. And there's a contingent of the short squeeze believers that like this guy, follow him, listen to what he says, believe what he says. How ridiculous.
What you get is somebody taking care of you or your family. You see what I'm saying? And you get...
That's a dumbass way to look at the world. That is a fucking ignorant way to look at the world. You are an ignorant motherfucker.
A small clique of 1%ers that don't want to see 99% of the people become financially independent.
That's why, that's why, because the 99, what?
They
Jesus.
want to dominate and control everything. They want to dominate the stock market. They want to totally control all the property. They want to buy up all the assets. They want to control the world. And we all know that.
Well, guess what? Guess what, Frank? They do. And you're not going to do shit about that with your little movie theater stock and your fantasy. You're not. You're going to do nothing about that. So either like accept the fucking reality of the world. I don't know. That's really all you can do. What else could you do? Stay in your little fantasy bubble as the fucking stock keeps going down and down further, and you look even more like a clown.
When it comes to building financial wealth and independence, two of the industries that you use to
I
do
hope
that
he
with,
doesn't.
it's the
I
stock
hope he
market.
doesn't have a fucking job. I hope they see all this nonsense and be like, no, we're not going to hire that guy. Or, oh wow, Frank, we saw your nonsense on you should have kept talking about sex pills. We have to let you go
in real
because
estate.
we realized you're an idiot.
And they want to control both industries. They don't want to let nobody else, in that industry. And
Listen to this garbage.
And my thing is, how can you let a person, control the stock market when how can you let
a person? How can you let a person controls the stock market? Oh, we're going to get some devil talk?
person that hate retail investors?
Oh, yeah, they hate retail investors. Ken Griffin hates retail investors. That's why he's made a major part of his business on filling retail investors' orders. Listen to your fucking self, Frank. Just listen to yourself.
Market. You got an individual that don't have no love for retail investors, but he's over the buying and selling of stocks. But
no.
Don't like the customers that's putting money into the stock market.
Guess what, Frank? Retail investors are not Citadel's customers. Retail investors are not Citadel's customers.
You got one person controlling everything, a large percentage of everything. To me, that's a conflict of interest. That's why I said the stock market, it really doesn't have any credibility anymore. It's not trustworthy. And retail investors don't get no kind of protection. All we get.
Your protection is called being informed, being knowledgeable, being experienced. That's the protection. It's up to you to get that protection. Nobody's going to give it to you. You want people to give up money and give it to you. That's what you want. You just want people to give up money for you. Not how it works, man.
It's ripped off.
The fuck?
By the 1%ers in the stock market. And any retail investor that's in the stock market right now, most likely they getting robbed. And just
no, not true.
Let's look at AMC. With AMC, people buying shares, they selling us all these fake shares, and then they shorting the company with synthetic shares that don't exist. And I guarantee you, they don't even check no more to see if a particular share exists or check to see if they can borrow a share before they short at AMC. I guarantee you all they do.
He's guaranteeing us. How the fuck do you know that? Sitting in fucking Memphis, Tennessee. Seriously, how in the fuck are you going to say that?
Doing that is just shorting AMC. Just doing naked short.
What an idiot. This guy should be taken off YouTube.
Ain't checking to see if it exists, if they can borrow the share. They just naked.
That's misinformation. That's misinformation.
Showing AMC. I guarantee you. And see, as long as you got individuals like the ones involved in our short squeeze play running things, man, people gonna always be in poverty. And you're gonna always have problems until we get some of these billionaire hedge funds up out of here. So for the people that really don't understand what we fight for,
I know Manny isn't that the younger, isn't that what the younger people are supposed to do? Like the millennials, the young millennials. But here, yeah, we have an grown old man sitting here blaming somebody else, giving this sob story. Yeah, it's a joke.
when it comes to this AMC short squeeze play, we're fighting because you got a group of 1%ers that don't want to see anybody ascertain life-changing wealth, whether it be through real estate or whether it be through the stock market. So the only way that we can
What happened with your real estate deal, Frankie? Show us where somebody touched you.
get some of these guys out of here, we got to continue to fight. So for those that don't understand what's going on with AMC short squeeze play, that's the reason why we diamond handing this AMC stock. Thank you for taking time out to watch the video. Have a nice day.
Well, I guess the bright side of things is probably be the last stock that he diamond hands, right? We just have to put up with it until, then. But he's not going to be diamond handing too many more stocks. Wow. I mean, I can't say I'm shocked, but just going to be another one of those weeks, I guess. Bastards. What the apes hope that AMC will do. AMC will probably gap down tomorrow. Okay. Gamma squeeze possible. Not really. No. Wall Street Journal exposed the real price. AMC squeeze, banks are not ready. Let's see here. Yeah, retail's going to get rid of hedge funds. Retail is the new hedge fund.
Hey, did shorts cover? No? What are we talking about? Man.
Oops. Shit. So tired of this play. For real. Just pay us our tendies so we can move the fuck on. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if life were that fucking easy? Just pay me already. Just pay me already. I'll do the work. Just pay me a whole year's salary already. Jesus, why can't you just pay me for the whole year? You're so unfair. Did shorts cover yet? No?
No? What are we talking about? Man. Like, yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff happening. Looks like Citibank has been using synthetic since 1994.
Oh, okay. So we got on here, we've got top left is the S&P 500 futures. Middle is the NASDAQ 100 futures, and the bottom is the Russell 2000 futures. Then on the right is crude oil, natural gas futures, and the VIX futures. So yeah, this is left side's equities, stock futures. And the right side is oil, natural gas, VIX, which the VIX is tied to the S&P future, you know. So, right. So they're pumping the equities up. It'll probably you know, be a dump tomorrow. But, you know, we'll see. But that's what it is. It's fool's bullish, fool's rally. Or a sucker's rally, that's it. They'll get a lot of people to buy in tomorrow, and then you know, then they'll slam it down.
Actually proposed to use synthetics since 1994 on ISDA contracts. Okay.
Where do you get this? Sounds like you got this shit
yeah.
from fucking AMC Bigums. This is the kind of nonsense AMC Bigums talks about.
That's what it is. I'm just enjoying my 3rd of July. It's pretty much raining all through here. So, just enjoying the nice, good old rain. Say what up to Lola, guys. Hey, Lola. Now, mind you, she's in a cage because she's a puppy and she don't listen. She shits, pisses everywhere. So, yeah, I'm training her right now. So, the rest of these two dogs, they know who the king is. Okay? You take a look at them. They know who the king is. You know who the king is? Say what's up. Yeah. They know who feed them, and they know who to bite if anything pull up. And this one right here, bruh, she not letting go, bruh. She know I'm the king, okay? So if I say, yeah, go ahead and get him, she own you. She own you. What, you don't believe me? Huh? Ain't he? Where you at? Where you at? Huh? Go get him. Go get him. Right there. Go get him. Go get him. There he is. Right there. Ooh. Look. Ooh. Come on. Don't worry about that. I'm just joking. She like, look, tighten up now. Why you play with my emotions? Look, she's still looking. You mean where he at? Oh, that's my horse right there. Oh, she gonna get on your ass. Look at all that muscle she got. All that muscle, boy. Now they just ate, so they doing pretty good. But anyways, this motherfucker here. But yeah.
Well, shit. So I walked over to the laundry and then realized he's talking about fucking dogs. Jesus Christ.
Once again, people, if you're gonna buy AMC for the next 2 months, this is not financial advice. If you're gonna buy it for the next 2 months, make sure that you do what we do. We buy through a lit exchange. We don't just go to Robinhood. We don't just say, where can I just go buy shares anywhere?
Fuck you, Phil. People do what they fucking want to do. It's none of your goddamn fucking business. Okay? And nobody cares about your stupid fucking dogs.
Just anywhere. I'm just so stupid. I'm just gonna buy him anywhere. No, motherfucker. You go to Fidelity. Direct your trade.
Are you a financial advisor? Sounds like you're giving financial advice.
Trades, then you buy. Okay? Now I know many people don't like Fidelity because some of those trades are going to Citadel. Well, like I said, if you direct your buys first, then you buy, then you ain't got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, get out those ISDA banks. This week, if you're in one, you see your bank on that list, get out of it this week. What are you waiting for? Okay? Don't wait. Don't wait, bro. The moment that you wait, it's the moment that you're going to be mad as fuck, and then you're going to be like, oh, man, I knew AMC was a scam. No, motherfucker. Your ass just ain't want to do your due diligence. Your ass just did not want to be in the same position as us.
Listening to a guy sitting on his porch, that's not due diligence. That's what you want people to do. You want them to listen to you. You want them to do what you say they should do. Don't use this broker, use this broker. Oh, people don't like this broker, but no, but this fuck you. It's none of your fucking business. And none of that's going to change any of the prospects for a motherfucking squeeze. It's just garbage. Garbage person.
So
garbage
now,
advice.
As far as the cat system, my misunderstanding, I thought certain elements of the cat system was coming on September 1st. However,
so the September 1st, the September catalyst is now, well, what's he going to slide it to? January?
There are elements that do know that are coming. So it's still
again,
on people.
Will have no
you
effect
know,
on
hey,
a fucking squeeze
doing
potential.
Dumb shit, you know, asking for X amount of shares and you ain't got no money. Sorry, can't keep doing that shit. You gotta have bands, bro. You gotta have racks, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's like me. I go to the car dealership. I'm like, look, I know I got $2,000, and you know I got it, bro. So look at my account. You see I got it, right? But they'll never get it. They'll never get the fucking money or the down payment for the car, and they still sign me up for financing. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening with these shares. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up, Henny. She like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You see this rain right here? This shit is killing me, bro. Kiki, say what's up to the people. Say what's up. Okay, yeah. You know what's up. But anyways, man, now all we need to do at this point, if you're on the same page as us, keep going with this video. If you still need to catch up, rewind this video, okay? And go and do what I just fucking said. Then come back to us. Then we can be on the same page, then we can talk. Now for the rest of us is on the same page. That's already moved out of those ISDA banks. You already got your money secure. You already got your position in AMC or GME or whatever else. So, Lola, stop it.
God damn.
Sit down. But anyways, all we need to do at this point is making sure that everybody that hears us. Let me tell you something. Biggums has called it. He said, "Listen, guys, get out of the ISDA banks. Do your best to. I mean, unless we cut the head off the snake. How can we cut the head off the snake?" Something. Biggums has called it. He said, "Listen,
Biggums,
guys, get out of the
Biggums, okay.
Out of the ISDA banks. Do your best to. I mean, unless we cut the head off the snake. How can we cut the head off the snake?" How? Awareness. That's what I've been doing. I've been annoying all of my fucking Facebook friends about ISDA banks. And guess what they're all doing? They're all fucking moving out of them fucking shits. This week, I got people like, yo, I done did some research and I see what you're talking about, Phil. Yeah. And then I got the dummies that get on my page that all they want to do is be like, man, how come, man, that document says 1994. No, idiot. I'm telling you that Citibank has been using synthetics since 94. I'm not saying this document is proof of, ISDA banks. It is. I'm literally showing you that they've been using ISDA contracts to get synthetic shares, motherfucker, since 94, written on paper. So that's why they've been going through this bullshit. And all these Citibanks are all over 7-Elevens, Wawa, every gas station that got these, ATMs. So I'm just saying, people, the Ponzi scheme is finally catching up and finally gonna have a big ass drop.
What?
And we're gonna be right there ready and watching the price action. I'm expecting price action, and that's what it is. And did the shorts cover? No. Did the shorts cover? Food came. Okay. What about you? Did the shorts cover? No? Okay, you just want to run. All right. Did the shorts cover, Henny?
Asking the dog is about like asking a fucking ape.
What are we talking about?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. Why are we talking about it? So, that's like Weird. Okay, so it seems to have definitely hit a different stride here. Selling, the buying is complete for now, at least, maybe. And it's moved on to something else. See where this goes. Maybe it'll just go right back up. Maybe it's a bull flag. It's going to shoot up higher. Oops, fuck. Forgot to switch. I said, seems to have changed to something different for a little bit here, but maybe it's a bull flag. Maybe it'll pop up higher. Maybe we're in for more because the oil's going down. We'll come back. Yeah, they AMC Bigums. Man, that guy is. I mean, I haven't seen anything from him lately yet. I know Lynn watched something by him, but going to go over a lot of things. Late night chat and going over ISDA. Going over a lot of stuff. AMC Bigum's rant, this shit needs to stop calling out influencers from 7 months ago. The height, stakes room, FTDs, ISDA, and naked shares. AMC Bigums on AMC ISDA Phase 5 and Flex options. AMC Bigums and Tony DeNaro. What's next for AMC? 6 months ago. Going over ISDA. All right. Let's go over ISDA. I can already tell I'm going to hate this.
In Pantheon's thing, and apparently this is an ordeal, or people are excited about this, and I don't know why. Apparently Lou's talking about talking about it, the classics, making a big deal out of nothing here. So apparently this Australian bank collapsed, and people are trying to make a big deal about this Australian bank, Volt.
Not really a bank.
In all actuality, this is literally the most irrelevant thing in the entire planet. Like, this is what Volt is a digital startup bank company. They're Australia's first online.
Yeah, not a bank.
As you guys saw with FINRA. FINRA is basically pointless, as we all learn.
FINRA is basically pointless. Wow, okay.
More and more and more, like I said, the more we learn, thank you guys all for about the stream here. The more we end up realizing just truly how pointless and ridiculous this is. You cannot have criminals, because in the end of the day, let's be real, this allowed criminals to make up their own fucking numbers. And that's exactly what they did. Then you would have, as we pulled up this report, you would have FINRA who would do oral exams over the phone. They would call them up and say, hey, this is the best. They thought that this was the best way. They'd call them up on the phone and say, hey, those numbers that you guys written down, are they correct? Yep. And then they're self-reporting them. And now you know why all this shit got so fucked up. All these numbers are ridiculous. You have stocks that have who knows how many shares, like I said, truly are inside of this continuous net settlement program. I don't even want to know. Now, if you go over to ISDA, currently, it's the same way as the OATS system. Everything's basically self-reported, and this is why a lot of people are like, why are the banks doing this to themselves? If this is their infinite glitch, if this is their way out, if this is all as amazing as you say it is, why would they fuck themselves right now? And I'm going to tell you why they're fucking themselves. ISDA, the difference between the OATS system and ISDA, OATS was only the United States, only in the US. It was done by FINRA, and it was their auditing system, right? Well, this system's gone. Well, it's about to be gone. It's getting replaced by the CAT system, which is the one I keep telling you about, one of the 3 steps. Now, the 3 things that we're waiting for that I've been talking about, you need phase 6, which we'll get into again quick, and that involves ISDA. You're going to get this repository system, which what this would equal is pretty much the CAT system, okay? This is the CAT system now in the derivatives market. The derivatives market currently is like the OATS system. It's unregulated. And on top of that, it's way worse. You have people that are throwing around contracts, doing this, doing that. They'll say...
I'm sorry, but this guy sounds like he's full of shit. He sounds like a child talking about shit being unregulated. Oh, they're throwing contracts around, doing this, doing that. He sounds like a younger Al from Boston. Right? I don't know.
It's this, and by the time it gets to these other regulators in these other countries, by the time they get to that, files have been changed, locations have been changed, nothing matches up. Everybody worldwide...
Show us some examples then. Show us some examples. Let's see it. You know, anybody can talk. Show us.
Now, is getting so fucked up. The United States is doing this worldwide. And now everybody worldwide is going,
let's see it.
What the fuck is happening? You have world banks.
Show it. Let's see the quotes from world banks saying what the fuck.
Let's together and say, we need to make this. So the people that are making this initiative, the people that are making this system, is the world banks. It's all the central banks around the world, because this is becoming such a problem that you have these, like I told people, these family offices, you guys, are a massive deal. Family offices in the United States have $7.6 trillion. They are unregulated. Think about that. They're unregulated. So you have this unregulated, and most of this stuff is done through ISDA inside with these family offices. That is why you continuously see, like even in this lawsuit, our Huang, you continuously see we're representing family offices. The firm is representing a family office in how they're mishandling a bank. Like I always tell you guys, it's these banks doing these master agreements, as you see right here. This is the agreement. They're doing master agreements with market makers and with hedge funds to give them fake shares, create liquidity that should not be there. So, I guess that this is their unlimited glitch, get out of jail free card right now.
It doesn't say that right
there.
there.
The amount of shit that they're able to...
What are you talking about? Well, I can't even read it. The quality's so bad, but it doesn't say anything about fake shares.
Agreements, as you see right here, this is the agreement. They're doing master agreements with market makers and with hedge funds to give them fake shares, create liquidity that should not be there. So, I guess that this is their unlimited glitch, get out of jail free card right now. The amount of shit that they're able to do through ISDA because of the credit support annexes don't need to be deposited currently. Like I said, it's a glitch that they can keep on going and going and going. Well, currently, so right, like I said, in the stock market, you're going to have the CAT system. In ISDA, you're now going to have this repository system. So, instead of right now, the main problem inside of ISDA is you have the DTCC, right, is in charge of it. We already know who the DTC board members are. Their board members are banks and market makers.
Oh my God.
Now, when you read this GameStop report, the conflict of interest here, like I said, the main reason and my main takeaway from this report, and the main reason why I say people should be fucking rioting over this, is if you go ahead and you read this report and you look at who's in charge and what happened, and you read about the $21.9 billion, and you start to piece everything together.
It sounds like
That means back in this day, like I said, Robinhood was going to collapse. Citadel should have collapsed that day. But the DTCC, who has people at Citadel on the DTCC, you have people at Virtue on the DTCC. That A is a
DTCC. This guy is such a joke, man.
Why? Because of what just happened in back in January.
He sounds like
Robin,
like a slightly more intelligent conspiracy theorist. You know, like a conspiracy theorist, but like, you know, got good grades in school or something. He knows just enough, you know, to get into these conspiracy theories and believe it.
Robinhood pretty much could have destroyed Citadel because of their payment for order flow rebates. If you guys read this thing, one of the main things they talk about are the fees, the requirements from the DTCC, and then they talk about the fees from Robinhood and the way that they actually calculate the fees and how it's different from other companies that do it at the time. Now, if you guys look at Citadel, it shows that Citadel, I'll pull up their emails real quick, because they talk about in these emails how, give me 1 second, there's a stupid ass truck, it'll take me 2 seconds. They talk about in these emails how they didn't know about these fees, and Ken Griffin needs to talk to them about payment for order flow. Yeah, but I can just do Ken. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't need to show you right now.
I don't need to show you. I can't find it,
get a hold of Ken
doesn't matter.
He needs to get a hold of them about payment for order flow, because at the time, Ken Griffin, that, like he said before, oh, it's a cost of business for me. I don't care if we get rid of payment for order flow. And it actually was. In January, it cost of business for him that he could not afford. So what he had to do was call Robinhood, email Robinhood, get a hold of them and say, you guys need to do the PCO, move it over. You guys need to clear what we owe you for payment for order flow.
That's not what it said. It talked about reducing PFOF rates, but none of that shit was mentioned.
We need to renegotiate that because we cannot afford that right now. And instead of us all going under, you need to waive that. And in return, this is why it's a conflict of interest with the DTCC. In return, we will waive the billions of dollars in your guys' fees that you would have owed the DTC.
Wait, hold on.
What we owe you for that, like he said before, oh, it's a cost of business for me. I don't care if we get rid of payment for order flow. And it actually was. In January, it cost of business for him that he could not afford. So what he had to do was call Robinhood, email Robinhood, get a hold of them and say, you guys need to do the PCO, move it over. You guys need to clear what we owe you for payment for order flow. We need to renegotiate that because we cannot afford that right now. And instead of us all going under, you need to waive that. And in return, this is why it's a conflict of interest with the DTCC. In return, we will waive the billions of...
So the we here is Citadel. So in return, Citadel will waive the DTCC. I mean, how does that work?
Dollars in your guys' fee.
I'm trying to follow the we.
In return, this is why it's a conflict of interest with the DTCC. In return, we will waive the billions of dollars in your guys' fees that you would have owed the DTCC, and that alone would.
Why does he say it like that?
And if you guys come read these emails, these people, Robinhood should have never been able to be allowed to be created. The fact that they
Yes, I agree. Then none of the fucking apes, we wouldn't be here. We would not be here. I would not be doing this. I'd be having a much better day. The apes would have never have gotten into the stock market. Everything would be much better. We would have never had COVID. You know, we would never had the lockdowns. We never would have had this inflationary period. Everything would have been better if Robinhood had never been created. What is this guy on fucking crack? Yeah,
this
I think
entire
he
report
is.
pretty much tells you that these brokers are able to come up, not truly have the requirements needed to, you know, whatever they need to do, the
Whatever
liquidity.
the requirements are, I don't know what they are, but
There's
what a fucking
they can
clown.
fail, and there's always a bailout, and they don't technically need to make sure that they have the backup to support whatever they do, and that alone should be.
They've had these types of, I mean, not even Robinhood. These types of waivers, you know, have happened. Okay.
Fucked up. But if you guys come in here and you start reading these emails, they're about quarter down here. Probably already freaking past them. It's driving me nuts.
Diamond hand everything you buy to get maximum value, meaning don't sell it. Meaning don't sell it at the top. Is that what that means? Meaning hold it, you know, through an 80% loss. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's what we understand diamond handing to mean over here. Don't sell it.
But either way, so they end up saying, like I said, well, we'll go ahead and we'll waive those DTCC fees from the, and in return, you waive our payment for order flow fees. So basically, it was a giant handshake, a giant circle jerk with each other about all these fucking things. Like I said, this report, people should be going fucking ballistic over. This report should never, ever, 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 ever stop being talked about. Every day, people, the same people, YouTube, every YouTuber, you should talk about this every day. I don't give a fuck until you're blue in the face and until it doesn't matter. This can never, ever stop being talked about. This is.
Well, see, the problem is they're in it for the views and the money, right? So they have to keep it varied. They can't say the same thing. Bigums, you drip with so much intelligence. I'm so glad on our side never had a bad video. Never stop doing what you're doing. You are appreciated by all of us. Everything is connected. I've been screaming to the high heavens everything you've been saying, Big. Oh, okay, right. My bad, I missed it. Time. What the fuck? These people are ridiculous. AMC Bigum's just finished. I'm more confident with the world's banks helping with enforcement of the rules. Yeah, right. Oh my God, these people are ridiculous. We will win. Time is on our side. Yeah, right. God. Bigums, reach out to Trey and Jackson /Astro. With Trey's his large fan base, spread word / teach the people. Well, you know, okay. Has Trey put out a video yet? Do we need to send a search party? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Well, Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if, you know, for long-term investing, if you want to do that, sure. But that's not this diamond hands. That's, you know, we don't have to use that language here, do we? We really have to say it that way because the reality of diamond, what diamond hands has meant. I'm not talking about idealistically what it was supposed to be, but what it has meant has been be a terrible investor, be a terrible trader. That's the legacy of diamond hands. Diamond hands are paper hands. See? But yeah, Trey hasn't put anything out, so anyway, yeah, we're nowhere near the bottom. We're nowhere near the bottom. I mean, these are just bear market rallies, you know, and we haven't even really seen any like really extreme bear market rallies this time around. But shit. So the S&P is still 500, 400, 500 points higher than it was before the pandemic crash. And about, you know, 1,600 points above the pandemic lows. So you got to figure it's got to be somewhere in there, most likely. I would say, you know, it's just a matter of when, or you know how long, I guess. But oh shit, oops, sorry. I was looking at the this chart up here in the upper left. So it's only about 400 points off from the pre-pandemic level, but about 1,600 points off from the pandemic low. So it's probably somewhere in the middle of that, or somewhere in between those. Either way, it's lower. Well, nobody knows how much the bottom is. But there are people out there who think that the Fed is going to start lowering interest rates again soon. So, you know, which is highly unlikely given the state of things. Okay. But yeah, it's ISDA. That's the key to it all. It's ISDA. Okay. Crypto, it is pumping, but I mean, you can see how correlated it is right here with the NASDAQ being the orange line. Next election, market starts up again. Well, maybe, who knows? It's going to be a shit election. We're going to get, it's going to be a disaster. Probably worse than usual, I would think. The political, it's just such a fucking mess. It is a complete mess, and I'd really prefer not to even think about. So yeah, it probably will make the market go higher because everything is just so far out of whack. Bank of England margin calls could destroy AMC short sellers. Well, they didn't mention AMC short sellers. I'm sure they didn't. AMC squeeze zones. Trading with emotions. Well, you know, because the financial media has a long only bias because they're only bullish. You know, they want that's all the only picture that they paint to people as a valid means of investing, trading. You know, they have to look past it and, you know, talk about when it will turn around. And so you get these clowns that talk about, you know, oh, when's it going to go back up? Well, we might be hitting peak inflation, and every fucking month it goes higher. You know, it's the garbage financial media that puts these narratives and you know in. But anyway, yeah, I mean it's entirely possible. The Fed will, the next one will be another 50. And the market will act as if it had no clue it was coming, crash down hard like another 15%, or it'll rally, it'll have a face ripping rally, because you know it was 50 and not 75. You know, it's just it's pretty amazing actually how fickle, you know, how relentlessly bullish the market was, and now it just doesn't know. Now they just don't know. And then you get some people that say, oh, the market's already priced in, you know, 4%. Market's already priced in, you know, as much as there's going to be. So it's not going to go down further. Okay, keep telling yourself that.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy 4th of July. Hope you guys are all having a awesome time with your family and friends. Today we're going to be doing a update on the parallel zone that we've been tracking. So I went ahead and split these zones so you guys can see exactly what they're doing on an individual level. So the first zone is going to be our support zone, and this is the red zone. Okay, so these trend lines come all the way back since we had that COVID correction. That is where we have our resistance level, and we have our support level from there, and that's where all of these zones come from. And this is where our next zone comes in. This is our parallel zone. This is the year-long zone that we talk about here. We know that if these are separated a year apart from each other, and we know that AMC's price action gravitates back to the zone for about 120 days before falling back down or back up into what is the volatility zone. So the volatility zone is where AMC tends to go up very quickly before coming back down. We've seen this happen three times, right?
What in the fuck is this nonsense? Holy shit. Oh, God.
Right, so we have January. We have December 17th, where it came back in. Yes, it can come back in the zone and then back out very quickly. And then we had the March run-up, okay? So all of these, they'll test the high of this resistance level before coming back down very quickly. So that's why it's called the volatility zone, because the price goes in and out very quickly. All right? Now, what's the meaning behind these zones, these levels? Here's where the 120-day cycle comes in, okay?
Oh,
clearly, you can see right off the bat here on January 27th, that was the 120-day mark.
So quarters. You're talking about quarters here. Fucking shit.
Days later, we had
I guess it doesn't
June
line
3rd.
up to the core.
Okay,
Yeah,
June
I guess it
3rd
does.
was the next zone of volatility. Now, things could happen in the middle of these zones. Okay,
Yeah,
we
of
know
course.
that if we split up these zones like right in the middle, there's going to be volatility. Typically, volatility.
Wow, it's like
in there in some way.
magic.
So we can start right off the bat here on the.
What is it with these guys with these ratty sounding? I can't make fun of people's voices. Shit. I can't do that.
July of 2020. Okay, we saw the price action dip very quickly. On the next zone, we had September 23rd, and that's where you saw the dip from 52 all the way down to 35. Okay, and then again, you go towards the middle of that volatility zone, and what do we have? We have November. Guys, this one was huge. November was the break of this giant pennant that we had for a little while. And then from there, we go trade into this green zone and right back down, gravitating towards the parallel zone, which is the blue zone back here. And then what do we have after that? 60 days later, we have the run up from 15 to 34, okay? So now that we're trading on this red zone, it's very important to understand, the possibilities. And I push this out every single video because I want to prepare everybody for the worst case scenario and the best case scenario.
Yeah, right.
The first level that would have been nice to track here would have been the $20 level. Even if it was a bounce back down, that would have been the first step to creating this broadening wedge that we were looking for. So we don't have that right now. Sure, we can get it next week, and that would be great because that would be the first step on this climb, right? Which would be a mini projector to take us all the way up end of July.
Right. Like
That's
it did all these
scenario.
other times.
The second scenario.
Where's your overhead supply line? Well, let's add it to this chart. The overhead supply line.
Here would be a retest on this macro resistance. Okay, so that would be around the $18 to $20 range here in the short term. Remember, this trend line narrows down every single day, so the longer it gets extended, the shorter the price target is going to be in the future. So if we were to get that this week, it would be around the $18, $20 level, okay? Now, the worst case scenario would be exactly what we're looking at back here, which is on October 12th of 2020, AMC fell below the red channel. And you could see that when it fell below this zone, it stayed below that zone for quite a bit of time. If we were to get something similar, it would be very bullish for AMC once we got very close to that point of interest. What we saw back here, AMC set up at the 190 level before crossing red, blue, and green in a matter of 2 days.
Those fucking levels didn't exist then. Those lines didn't exist. What are you talking about? These lines did not fucking exist back then. You would have no basis to draw those lines.
So what would that look like here? We would probably see AMC hit that $8 level and very quickly would come up to probably test the $40 range. So we're talking like a 400%, maybe even 500% increase that AMC would see in a matter of a week. Now this, in my opinion, would be that trigger. I talk about how the setup has to be ready for AMC, but there was one exception when I talked about this projector pattern. I said, if we get to a point where we're getting near this level, this resistance macro level, that counts for a massive breakout, especially on a shorted stock like AMC and GameStop. And unfortunately for these shorts, anything below, that $10 range, you're really much in danger zone here. So worst case, guys, again, if things do not play out here in the short term, we are going to see an extension, obviously, in the cycle, how we've been talking about the October POI. The price action would come back down. We would trade on this zone for a couple of months, and then things would set up. And I think we would break all of these zones in a matter of 2-3 days. And I would see AMC going from $8 all the way up to like $40. The points of interest have not changed, guys. It's always been end of July going to August, and then September going into October.
Those what?
Not changed. We're not going to be tracking anything else unless things are not playing out accordingly. So this week, What I'm looking for is a cross at the $15, $20 range. If things do not hit that and we bounce down very quickly, there is a possibility we will see the 1150 range. What we need is a full cross to test that macro resistance at $18 to $20. I will stay updated on Twitter. If you do follow me on there, make sure you do that. Make sure you also join the Discord.
So, oh, I need to be on daily. Damn it. Missing a box. Where'd my gray box? Why did it get down here? Box is supposed to be here. So there's his what you call it, whatever the bottom one was. And put anything here. I mean, these are low volume areas. Low volume area. So it, and this 120-day cycle, not buying it. If anything, that's just quarterly repositioning and stuff like that, but rebalancing of indexes, management targets. Pantheon goes live soon. Maybe I'll just put that on and listen to it. I mean, repo and securities lending. Like all these inane details of the market, ISDA. That's all. It's all the key, It could not be. It could not ever be that you were wrong. It could not ever be that the play was dead, and you missed the fucking boat. It has to be all this technical gobbledygook that they don't actually even understand. Well, it's a midterm election. Are you talking about this year? It's a midterm election. I don't think that's. I don't know if that's the case in a midterm election, but. Got a suspect channel here, supposedly. So suspect, it's not even loading. Okay. Awake the rapper. The heck is this? Auto-generated by YouTube. I don't know what's going on there. Maverick got a video out? Is that true? No, of course not. Of course not. All right, well. I'm really tempted to just put the Pantheon on and, you know, move on with my evening. This is the suspect of the 4th of July shooting. Oh, that channel that we were just on? Oh, suspect. Okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. "21 years old? Jesus." For how they found him. Huh. Good find. So he's a rapper? Awake the rapper. Yeah. Finally hitting the like button. I saw that. I guess it is. I guess that is the dude. Brainwashed. Well, we're not going to give him the satisfaction of listening to his shitty music. Just what I need to get a fucking copyright strike on that bullshit. It's got to be terrible anyway, right? Chicago area rapper. Videos have shooting imagery. Rapper with creepy videos. He has a fandom page. Oh. The fuck? 100K net worth. Valentine's Day 2016. Musical style, just like the Jack of Trades, the Jack of Trades or the Joker card. Awake is diverse with his style. Yeah, well, I don't fucking care. Gaming and skateboarding videos on his other YouTube channels. Many of them are now taken down. Bad man. All these comments. Yeah, these 3 comments are from 2 hours ago. Yikes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yep. I'm with you. Here it is. It's getting to be that time. It's 8 o'clock, so. Goodbye. Awake.
Another blunt, man. This is good time.
I say you fucked up this time. These goddamn rappers.
You full of shit.
These goddamn rappers. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, and these apes think they're gonna be rich. I tell you, they are some delusional children. All right. Yep. All right, Lynn. See you later. Chris. Full of shit. Manny, will Jack Hunter be the next shooter? I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. Thanks, Antoinette. Thanks for being here. See you guys over in Telegram. But by the way, let me bring it up because we have let's see here. Let me get this show up.
You need to tuck your tail. You're a woman, but you think you're an alpha male till you land on the ground, bleeding like hell, begging the cops to take me to jail. Inconsiderate, selfish.
Why is it not showing up?
I smell fish. You talk too much to everybody. So flirtatious, so
fucking
naughty.
OBS.
How can you be jealous on Facebook, keeping up with your ex?
Bullshit.
And you need to quit.
Try it again. Okay, there it is. There it is. All right. So we have new stickers over in Telegram. So we have Teddy Zane. And we have Matt Coles. And we have Boss Blunts. And the Ape Father, of course. Also, Matt Stoner. We have Mr. Strike Up himself. We also have Jack Hunter with ceiling fan. For all you ceiling fan lovers, we got the ceiling fan. You're so annoying. Okay. I need the price to go up. Also, Chris Norland, just keeping it real. Just keeping it real, guys. We got Lou. There's Lou. There's Lou. We also got Fat Man. Fat Man. We got the Fat Man. You don't know what you're talking about. And we got in the snack shop, Frankie. Pantheon just posted Scott Allen is welcome here. Well, yeah, because he thinks he can save me. He thinks he can educate me. He thinks he got something to teach me. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. All right, guys. Catch you later. Happy 4th.